Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Today we're going to talk about the energy of giving. This is the season of giving, after all. Here in between the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday and New Year's, it's all about giving. And it's not just giving monetarily or giving a physical gift. Sometimes it can be giving of energy. Sometimes it can be giving of helping out someone, load their groceries. Sometimes it can be just picking up a phone call and calling someone you haven't talked to in a long time and giving them the gift of your time. Hi, I'm Kelly Lee Sappenfield. For those that don't know me, I'm a fifth generation metaphysician, soul evolution coach, speaker, and author. And today we're going to talk about the energy behind the act of giving. When we do something, when we give something, whether it's our time, our energy, even if it has a cost value to it, be it actual currency and money or buying a gift for someone, when we take the time, even if it's just a few seconds, and give someone a smile or give someone a thank you, that raises the vibration around us. It raises their vibration around them. It raises our vibration around us. And it also lifts the mood of wherever we are. So whether it's in your home, it's in the grocery store, it's at work, it doesn't matter where it is. And like I said, it doesn't have to cost any money. You can pick up the phone and call someone you hadn't talked to in a while and give them the gift of your time. I smiled to someone. Maybe you can tell they kind of have not so great of a day. And maybe just to get them to smile is a great gift to give them. Now, giving to charities, giving to organizations that are trying to help out, especially during this pandemic, be it food pantries or whatever, is awesome. And in years past, my husband and I would always go to those restaurant chains, you know, the ones that cater more to your senior citizen class. And we would go in and we would pay the bill for those senior citizens that were sitting there on Thanksgiving or on Christmas or New Year's Eve eating all by themselves. We do it anonymously, if I can speak. But we'd go in, have a cup of coffee, check out who's around in the restaurant, tell our waiter or waitress, hey, bring their bill to us. They didn't know who paid the bill. It wasn't about necessarily receiving anything other than the joy of actually giving. And so I want you to think about it as we go through this season and throughout the whole year, but especially during this season. Think about ways you can give. Because when we give, we're telling the universe that there isn't a lack, that we're not in lack mentality. And when we're not in lack mentality, we can bring things in. We can manifest things that we want because we're open to the universe providing. And we know that there's an abundance out there and there is no limitations on what the universe can provide. So the more we give, especially collectively, the more that people are just in the spirit of giving, the more we're telling the collective universe, hey, bring the stuff in that we want. And maybe that's a cure down the road for COVID. And maybe that's a cure for hunger or cancer or who knows what. Or maybe it's, hey, you just got a windfall. You got either a bonus at work or maybe you won a scratch off at the gas station or something. You never know how the universe is going to bring that energy back to you. But the more positive energy you put out and the more you purposely raise the vibration around you, the better things are going to come in. But do it for the joy. Do it for the joy of maybe seeing a little kid that can't go and sit on Santa's lap this year Actually, you have a smile about something instead of being upset because they can't go sit on Santa's lap. Now, granted, there's kids out there that you set them on Santa's lap and they scream. But, it's not that hard to give. It's not that hard to pick up the phone and say, you know what? I haven't talked to them in a long time. And just have a enjoyable conversation with somebody. It's not that hard to volunteer your time someplace, even if it's virtual. It's not that hard to make someone smile, to say thank you, to say, hey, I realize you're a parent and you're all alone and you got 3 kids running around. Do you need help with me helping you load something in your car? Or letting someone go ahead of you in a line because you've got a basket full of groceries and they're standing there with 2 items in their hand. Right? Common courtesy and the act of giving, unfortunately, almost seems like it's becoming a lost art. And for us light bearers in the world, it's our job to bring that type of stuff into the spotlight, to bring that type of stuff back into quote unquote vogue. I've heard some people say, oh, well, I got here first. I am never in such a hurry that if I'm standing there with a shopping full cart of groceries and someone walks up behind me and they've got only a couple of items in their hands, that I can't let them go ahead of me. Besides, as you can tell, I'm kind of a talker. So when I get up to the cashier, I talk. I ask them about their day. Hey, what do you have going this weekend? You got any holiday plans? Have you decorated yet? All that type of stuff. I know I'm a talker. So I'm not going to hold someone else up that only has a few items standing in their hands when they could go ahead and go on and have a great day on their own. And then I can chit chat like I want to, right? Win-win. Except for sometimes my husband wonders, he's like, come on. But at the same time, think of ways that you can give. Give love, give joy, give your time. If you can afford it, donate. And the gifts you give, are they the gifts that person really wants? Or do you just give gifts because it's something you like? I've known people that have done that. I won't name names, but I do know people that have done that. Oh, I would really like to receive this, so I'm going to give it to someone else as a gift, hoping that they like it so much they'll want to give me one too. That philosophy, I have to admit, has never made sense to me. I prefer to give people things that they want, but sometimes people do that. So think about it. And you know what? You can even challenge people. Maybe make a little game with you and your family. It's like, oh, I did this. Oh, I did this today. In the giving challenge. What'd you do today? And maybe it's like we have a electrical transformer unit in our backyard here. And it's been sinking. And they're going to have to come next week and raise it. So we're going to have a day without electricity, right? But I'm not sitting there going, oh my gosh, this is going to be terrible. What are we going to do? Instead, I'm thinking of ways that maybe I can make people that come and do the work in my yard know that I'm grateful that they're there to do the work. Because heaven knows, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't know how to raise one of those little transformer boxes for electricity and everything, right? I'd probably burn down the whole neighborhood. So I'm grateful that there's people that know that work and understand how to do it and that can come and do it for me. So how am I going to show my gratitude towards them? Think of all the different ways that you can give. You know, sometimes it's you're in the fast food line at Starbucks or your favorite coffee shop, and you're like, how much is the tab of the person behind me? Let me pay for theirs too. They don't know who you are. They'll never know who you are, but they'll know how you made them feel. And then what are the chances that they then go in one way or the other? Maybe they don't pay for the next person's coffee, but you know what? Maybe they go home in a little bit better mood. Maybe they go to the grocery store and bring joy to someone else. Every time we do something, there's ripple effects with the energy, and it spreads. Just like when you throw a pebble on water and those ripples spread out, it keeps on spreading, right? So the more we give, the more we're spreading those ripples. And those ripples then go on and on and on. And it's a communal, I can't speak today, cumulative effect. I still didn't get it out right, but you know what? I'll go with it, right? So think about all the ways you can give. And like I said, maybe have a fun, just a little challenge. And the winner gets their favorite dessert one night made for them or something. I mean, you don't have to have it any big prize or anything, and you don't have to have a prize at all. Just the fact that you're challenging them so that they get in the spirit of giving. They get into the joy of giving, and they get into figuring out fun and exciting ways to do so. And let me tell you, ask a kid under the age of about 7 or 8 ways to give and give back, and you'll be shocked at the answers you'll get and how inspiring those answers are and things that you wouldn't even think of. You know, there's so many charities out there for people, for animals, for anything you can pretty much think of, right? And a lot of them go very, very basic because they don't get a lot of support. They're not the big charities, the big 10, 20 charities that everyone's heard of, right? And so maybe you seek out some of those and say, you know what? Maybe I can afford to give you a cash donation. Maybe I can afford to give you a bag of dog food for your pet organization. Maybe I can give you an hour of my time to call and ask other people to donate to you. Or if it's like a soup kitchen or something like that, maybe you can give an hour of your time to help serve a meal one day. So be inspired. Seek out all the different opportunities you have to give. And notice your level of joy is going to skyrocket, because then it becomes so much fun to spread joy, because it is contagious. And 2020 has taught us how things are very contagious. Well, let's have something that's positive that we all want be as contagious, if not more so, than COVID, right? So I hope this has inspired you, and I hope that you have fun with this. And I'd love to hear, put on my Facebook page, put in the comments below here on YouTube. I'd love to hear ways you give, unusual ways, interesting ways, of your time, your energy, your money, whatever it is. It doesn't matter, but just ways that you give and ways that you help raise the joy in others. Because you know what? The more we give and the more we let people know our ideas, that sparks the creativity, imagination in all of us. And so you might have an idea that I've never thought of. I might have an idea that comes back because of that idea. And I reply to your message and I'm like, oh my gosh, what about this way? Right? Let's have fun with this. So write in the comments ways you're going to give. Write in the comments about interesting and awesome opportunities, or maybe you know some organization that's a nonprofit that really could use some help, and say, hey, why don't y'all look into this and think about this as a way to give this year? Let's do this as a community. Let's spread the joy of giving and keep it going. I hope this inspired you. I hope you go out there and you have a blast with this. Keep expecting miracles, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.